Yo everybody, welcome to another video. It's nice to see you back here for another one. Now guys, in today's video, we're going to be picking up where we left off on how to push every single brawler to 500 trophies. So in the first episode, we went over how to push all of the introduction brawlers, so all 8 of them, basically showing you a clear-cut path on what direction you should be taking game mode wise and strategy wise, how to get that brawler to 500 trophies the quickest way possible. So in this video, we're going to be continuing on going over the rares and the super rare brawlers. So there's 6 of them that we're going to be covering in today's video. So if you guys are having any difficulty pushing up either Primo, Barley, Poco, Rico, Daryl, or Penny, make sure to stick around. We're going to be covering every single one of those and how you can push them from 0 to 500 trophies. Also, we'll be going over various strategy on how you should be pushing each of those brawlers in their best game mode, and then we'll be covering tech on each of those brawlers so you guys can get a leg up on the small things over your opponent in game. So hopefully you guys are excited for that. Let's jump right into it. So you guys, without any further ado, let's get right into the very first brawler, and that is El Primo, a fan favorite in the Brawl Stars community, definitely, and very fun to play with when you're a little bit lower in trophy levels. So as you guys know, I'm a huge condoner for pushing up in Showdown as soon as you unlock a brawler, and Primo is no exception. He can get trophies very fast as soon as you get him from 0 trophies. So I would highly recommend bringing Primo into Showdown for as long as you can until it just gets too hard. You might be bombarded by lobbers like Dynamites and Barleys, maybe Colts might be beating you down, but find that point where you need to switch the game mode and do that so you don't start taking steps back. So get up as high as you can in Showdown and then switch to his best game mode. Now when we're taking a look at the best game mode to push Primo on past Showdown, that is Brawl Ball. Primo excels on Brawl Ball because he is a very good ball scorer. Now things you need to keep in mind about every single brawler in the game, and that is waiting for the best map in rotation. A brawler might be very good on a certain game mode, but they might not be good on a specific map on that game mode. So I'd highly recommend wait for Triple Dribble to come out in rotation, because there are several walls for Primo to seek refuge behind, and then wait for brawlers to come to him so that you can beat him down, get your super, though he's still very good on the other Brawl Ball maps. However, if you're having a hard time on the other Brawl Ball maps, just wait for Triple Dribble to come out. He's going to have the best chance on that map. Now for strategy in Brawl Ball, you need to make sure to be the ball scorer. The ball scorer is the one that handles the ball most often. Now the reason Primo is so good at being the ball scorer is because he can kick the ball up by the wall that guards the goal, and he can smash it and then kick it in. It's a very good strategy that Primo has been doing for the longest time, and I'd highly recommend you practice this mechanic in game. So you kick the ball up, jump on the wall that guards the goal, and then kick it in. It makes for a very quick goal, and a very easy goal at that. So for specific tech with El Primo, I'd highly recommend you get strafing down, and what I mean by strafing is being able to predict where the enemy brawler is going to shoot next. So maybe you'd go in a certain path, and for example a Colt will be shooting at you, say you're going to the left, and then at the very instant you think the brawler is going to shoot, strafe right so that they miss. Now this is very important with Primo because it's important to get in close to the enemy brawler, and you need to minimize the damage as much as possible getting close to that brawler. So if you get strafing down, it could be a very valuable asset to your arsenal with Primo. So moving on to the next brawler on our list, and that is Barley. Now Barley is one of 2 brawlers in the game that has a lobbing dynamic to their character, which makes him very unique and thrive on certain game modes. Now I highly recommend pushing up on Showdown for as long as you can, much like any other brawlers, because he thrives on Showdown. He's one of those brawlers that can exclusively push up on Showdown fairly easily. Now the map that really he excels on in Showdown is Stormy Plains. It is extremely littered with walls, which makes it very easy for him to have refuge behind those walls and just pelt the other brawlers with his attacks safely behind those walls. So highly recommend wait for Stormy Plains to come out in rotation and push the crap out of him. It's very easy on Stormy Plains for Barley to push up trophies. And not to mention Duo Showdown, he's exceptional on Duo Showdown, much like regular Showdown. And again, I'd highly recommend waiting for Stormy Plains. You can rock double lobbers, so Dynamite and Barley, or you can go lobber and a tank, so Barley and Frank, Barley and Bull, just because the tank is very good at unlocking the boxes, and then you can protect that tank, maybe taking refuge in the middle and just pushing away the other brawlers. So highly recommend Showdown and Duo Showdown for as long as you can, maybe even 0 to 500 in regular Showdown and Duo Showdown. Now, if you're not having Showdown any longer, you just can't push up trophies anymore on that game mode, I'd highly recommend switching over to Heist. It is by far his best game mode when we're taking a look at organized team comps. There's several different walls that the lobbing ability really thrives on, so basically making sure to keep the enemy brawlers back. Also, if your team is pushing forward and the other team is retreating back, Barley really thrives at that as well because he can just throw over the walls to the safe, safely behind the walls that are guarding the safe. So highly recommend pushing Barley up on Heist if Showdown just isn't cutting it for you. Now, another game mode you can push Barley up on is Gem Grab. He's very good at controlling the enemy team and pushing them back because he's very good at wave clearing and keeping them away from certain choke points where they're not going to want to go through your poison in a certain direction, so you cause them to go a different way, and it just buys time for your gem collector to pick up a lot of gems. So Barley definitely good on Gem Grab as well. Now, for specific tech with Barley, you never want to play Barley super aggressive. You want to use the walls to your advantage and safely stay behind those walls. When we take a look at Barley, he has very low HP, so he can get taken out very quickly against all the brawlers. Now, another thing I'd highly recommend you try to get down with Barley is leading your shots. Barley has an element to his basic attack where it ticks them down for 2 amounts of damage. So every single time a bottle lands on a brawler, it deals half the damage that his basic attack can do initially. So if you get good at leading your shots, you can start getting the 2 ticks of damage instead of just getting the 1. The next brawler on our list is the myth, the legend, Poco. Guys, I love Poco. He's incredibly good in the current meta right now and very easy to push up trophies with. Now, again, like any other brawler, highly recommend pushing him up in Showdown for as long as you can, and it's going to be easy with Poco on Showdown because that's one of the best game modes you can push him up on. Now, Duo Showdown, there are certain comps that you want to run with Poco, best being Poco and Brock. Now, Poco can literally push on every single Showdown map in Brawl Stars right now because he's extremely dominant in the meta that we're currently in. So again, Poco is one of those brawlers that can push from 0 to 500 in Showdown if you're good in Showdown. Now, if Showdown isn't your cup of tea and you hit a wall, you just can't get past it, definitely push on Gem Grab. It is Poco's bread and butter game mode. It is by far his best game mode when compared to the other ones because he is an exceptional gem carrier. He's got a healing dynamic, he's got a lot of health, and he's got a lot of range with his attack. He's got piercing damage with his attack, so he can hit multiple units, which helps him to charge up his super that much quicker to heal up his teammates. He's just an exceptional gem carrier in every single Gem Grab map in Brawl Stars right now. Now, another really good game mode for Poco if Gem Grab is not cutting it for you is Brawl Ball. He's very good at keeping the enemy team pushed back because he has certain elements to his character. One being he has fairly good health, so he stays alive very easily in Brawl Ball. Also, he has the healing dynamic, so he can keep his other teammates alive, and the main objective in Brawl Ball is pushing the enemy team back, hopefully killing one of them so that you're 3 against 2 or maybe 3 against 1 so that you can score an easy goal. So Poco is very good at pushing that enemy team back, which is very important in Brawl Ball. So highly recommend pushing him in Brawl Ball if Gem Grab or Showdown isn't working for you. Now, for some tech with Poco, it lies in his super. Now, if you're in Gem Grab, say you have a bunch of gems, you're the gem carrier, you basically want to flaunt your low health. Say you're taking a lot of damage from an enemy unit, you want to coerce them to overextend on you because you have low health and basically them wanting to kill you to take your gems. But if you have your super and you're flaunting that low health, that brawler basically can't resist coming to you. You heal yourself up and then you punish them for overextending, hopefully killing that brawler in the process so that your team is going 3 against 2. So to review with Poco, you can push him up in Showdown basically from 0 to 500. He's very good in Showdown. If Showdown isn't cutting it, make sure to switch to Gem Grab, by far his best game mode. He's good on every single map in Gem Grab, so it should be fairly easy to push him up with a good team comp behind you. And if Gem Grab isn't there and it's not working for you, make sure to go on Brawl Ball. He's also very good on Brawl Ball. So guys, next we're going to be moving on to the super rare brawlers. The first brawler we're going to be taking a look at is Ricochet. So Ricochet definitely very good in the current meta. He's good on the game modes Bounty, Gem Grab, Showdown, Duo Showdown. However, what I've noticed in Ricochet is that yes, I want you guys to push him as far as you can in Showdown, but you might hit a wall eventually once you get a little bit higher in trophies. He's not like other brawlers where you can exclusively push him up in Showdown, except you're a brawler that exclusively plays on Showdown. I'm sure you could get him to 500. However, there are game modes that are better for him once you get to a specific level. A lot of the maps on Bounty really benefit the longer range brawlers, so Ricochet definitely falls under that category, though he might get outclassed by some of the one-shot long range brawlers like Brock and Piper, but he can hold his own in those maps. Now the really awesome thing about Ricochet is that he can ricochet his shots, gaining extra range with his shots. So most of the gem grab maps have a lot of walls in them, and you can manipulate your bounce shots to basically hit the enemy brawlers in positions where they think they're safe. So highly recommend pushing them up on gem grab if you can't push up any further in showdown, or bounty just might not be your game mode. Gem grab is also a very viable option. So for some tech with Ricochet is make sure to use your bounce shots to your benefit. If you guys didn't know, whenever you bounce your shots off a wall, you get increased range. So you can use this anywhere in the map. You don't need to unlock your star power for this. It's specific to Ricochet's character, so anyone can use it anywhere on the map. I would highly recommend getting used to the bounce shots. It's kind of a higher skill cap with Ricochet, getting used to bouncing it in certain directions so that it hits the enemy brawlers, but you get increased range, and if you have a star power, you get increased damage. So get used to the bounce shots. It can be used to your benefit immensely. So to recap with Ricochet, make sure to push up on Showdown or Duo Showdown for as long as you can until you can't, then switch to the game modes Bounty or Gem Grab to push up as fast as you can to 500 trophies. So moving on our list, the next brawler we're going to be taking a look at is Daryl. So Daryl is a very specific brawler that is good on a specific game mode, but again, highly recommend pushing him up on Showdown because it's the fastest way to gain cups as soon as you receive that brawler. So push him up on Showdown for as long as you can, then you want to switch to the game mode that he thrives in right now in the current meta, and that is Heist. Now the reason he's so good on Heist is because of his attacking purposes with his super. He covers so much ground with his super, and he goes through obstacles such as water so that you can motor up all the way to the enemy brawler's safe and then take out the safe or deal as much damage as you can. Basically, you need a Daryl on your team or a Bull, but I feel like Bull is like a downgrade of Daryl. So make sure grind him up on Heist if Showdown isn't cutting for you. In my opinion, I feel like Heist is even better than Showdown because the matches can be very quick if you're dominating the game. So to recap with Daryl, grind him up on Showdown or Duo Showdown for as long as you can, then definitely switch to the game mode Heist. I wouldn't recommend any other game mode except Heist. He's an exceptional brawler on Heist, and I feel like he's one of the easiest brawlers to get to 500 right now in the current meta because of Heist. So guys, make sure to go on Showdown, then on Heist. So the final brawler that we're going to be covering in today's video is none other than Penny, one of my favorite brawlers to play with because her mechanics are so unique. Now I feel like a broken record, make sure to push her up on Showdown or Duo Showdown for as long as you can, then you're going to want to switch to the game mode Gem Grab or Bounty. I feel like she's a little bit better on Gem Grab because her mortar is so good. Any of the brawlers that have spawnables requires the enemy team to think about another thing on the map. So basically you have 4 different things that the brawler has to be focused on. Now the role that you want to take on Gem Grab is definitely the gem carry. She's good at dishing out substantial amount of damage to the enemy team, forcing them back. Also, you might get lucky with that burst of coins afterwards so that you deal a lot of damage to another brawler that might unfortunately be behind her. Also, if you take a look at the current meta in Gem Grab, there's a lot of spawnables being played, especially in Nita. Nita is very highly popular in Gem Grabs. So if you can line up your basic attack against that bear to hit the Nita behind it, the bear is basically useless against Penny. Now for some tech with Penny, when you're lining up your shots, make sure to always try to hit something else behind the initial brawler that you're hitting with your basic attack, because that's where the damage lies with Penny. She does so much bursty damage with the coins that shoot off of the initial thing that you hit. Now this is also very good in game modes like Showdown when there's 2 crates right next to each other. Because she does so much burst damage, you want to hit one crate and then have the burst damage hit the other one. She can take out crates super quickly. Also, if a brawler is kind of sabotaging you or a piercing brawler is trying to push yourself back, what you want to do is line up your basic attack on the crate so that your burst damage can hit that brawler as well. She's very good at pushing the enemy brawlers back while you can safely collect the elixir in the crates. So to recap with Penny, make sure to grind up on Showdown for as long as you can, then switch over to the game modes Gem Grab. Also Bounty, she can be pretty good in as well. So you guys, that's going to be the end of the video. Hopefully you guys found the information useful. Again, we covered the rares and the super rare brawlers in today's video, and if you guys do enjoy these type of videos, I would love to cover the remainder of the brawlers, the epics, the mythics, and the legendaries. So if you guys would like that, make sure to comment down below. Let me know, I would appreciate that. And if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like on it. That would also really help me out. So with that being said, make sure to keep having fun in Brawl Stars, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.
I am gone.